So I'll expand on that and actually tell you what's in the chocolate bliss, what this mix came up with, and a little bit about what's in it and why. So the chocolate bliss, as we mentioned, was created by David Favor. He has a fascinating story. If you ever want to hear about someone's lifelong journey, go to his website, radicalhealth.com. And he's just a very sensitive person. He's gone through enough things in his life that he has a very sensitive...
The quick and dirty.
Oh, the quick and dirty. He drank gasoline when he was 2 years old. Almost died, and has had a lot of near-death experiences since then. So he's gone on this whole journey that he's been searching for what's going to work for him. Has done raw foods, has done a lot of consultations with clients about how to use raw foods and superfoods to improve their health. He's the one that told us about diabetics using chocolate bliss to actually remove the symptoms. And he was trying to tell people this recipe for creating something like chocolate bliss, and nobody came up with something that really tasted as good as what he was creating, so he decided to just make the mix himself. And he's been spending, I don't know exactly how many years, but do you know if it's like maybe 20 years raw, and I don't know how long he spent doing the bliss, but he works with brokers to import the superfoods from around the world. He makes sure that they're really high quality, it's sustainable agriculture. They make sure that as they're importing it, that the superfoods are protected from X-rays and radiation and exhaust fumes and all this stuff, and that it's kept cold so it doesn't get heated, and also that they're harvested at the right time. Like the adaptogenics in particular, like maca. Some people have really bad experiences with maca, that it tastes bitter, or if you use it a lot, that it will like give you a headache or something. And apparently that's based on when you harvest it, that there's this like 3-week window. If you harvest it within that window, to actually be good and taste good and be good for you. And if it's outside of that 3-week window, that's when it starts to get bitter and like leave things in your system. So he's done all this research, and here's what he puts in chocolate bliss. So first and most important is Mayan gold cacao powder. So cacao meaning the part of the cocoa plant, that's what your chocolate is made from. It's just that it's heated, which then turns it into a stimulant instead of staying an adaptogenic, where you can focus or be in bliss, whichever you want to focus on. And the cacao powder becomes kind of a carrier for all the other really good nutrients that are in here. So cacao is great for you all on its own, and then it helps transport all these yummy things into your digestive tract and
keeps them tasting good.
Keeps them tasting good, yeah. We've started adding really intense greens, these powdered greens to our chocolate bliss, which if you're brave, we'll let you taste some of that tonight, but we don't notice it. We don't notice any aftertaste because the cacao has such a strong flavor. It has hemp seeds, which are really great for essential fatty acids and protein. Coconut flour that's free of maltodextrin and sodium caseinate, so often coconut flour might have milk and sugar in it, and so he's making sure that it's very pure. Rhodiola rosea, so that's one of the adaptogens. It's a plant that's used in Asia, much like coca leaves are used in South America. So it's helping to open your respiratory system to basically get more oxygen to your cells. It'll expand your bronchial passages, and it makes you feel blissful, and it's a strong immune booster. Maca, which I mentioned, his process for making sure that it's a high quality maca, and that's another adaptogen, so lots of great things that help you focus or stay in bliss. Sunflower salt, so this is his own blend of 4 different salts that I think there's 1 from sea or 2 from sea and 2 from land, and we'll go into more detail on that on another Superfood Tasting Night, but suffice to say that it's 4 blends of salt that are really pristine. They are not ground by nickel grinders, so there's no nickel dust in it, and he monitors the quality of the salts. And it's pink, which is great. We've always wanted a colored salt so you can actually see what you're putting on your food. MSM, which is great for joints and for rebuilding tissue. Biopurine, I think that's how you say it, which is a black pepper extract. That's also helpful in accelerating your nutrient uptake. Vanilla powder, and that's coming from Madagascar, and it's going through this really extensive process for grinding it down into a powder. So they basically are getting it from Madagascar, going to Germany to some plant that he found that dries it to a specific moisture content, preserving its raw state, grinds it, dries it, grinds it, dries it, grinds it about 5 or 6 times. And it's pure 100% vanilla, whereas oftentimes if you go to a grocery store and you buy vanilla powder, it's mostly sugar with some vanilla powder in it. So this is the pure stuff. Carob, which is a natural companion to cacao. So cacao is really high in magnesium and carob is high in calcium. And the high calcium acts as a natural sweetener as well. Tocotrienols, which are a powerful vitamin E set of compounds, so that's tocopherols, CoQ10, and glutathione. I don't even know what these things stand for, but high powerful vitamin E compound, and that also adds a hint of malt flavor. It makes it taste a little bit creamy. And then he's got all these elements that are mimicking another company called Synergy that creates this pure radiant C. So it's like a vitamin C that's all natural based and really easy for your body to digest. So that includes camu berries, acerola berries, amla berries, manioc root, blueberry, cherry, raspberry, cranberry, buckwheat berry sprouts, rose hips fruits, and lemon peel. That's all for the vitamin C aspect. And psyllium seed powder, which is a great fiber for helping your digestive tract. So you take that powdered mix of Chocolate Bliss and you blend it with some good water, some pure water, and some vanilla agave nectar, which we talked about. So that's the raw agave nectar mixed with the vanilla powder that he went through that whole process to get pure vanilla powder. And when you put that all together, you've got Chocolate Bliss. And I think the best